Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We are here in the home of Spirit Eagle, Meg. Hi Meg. She's not used to people cuddling up to her like this and she keeps trying to move away from me, but you know me, I'm like all huggy and stuff and she's like, oh boy. So anyway, we are here to run through a few exercises with Meg. See that? She's just like moving away. So what we're going to start with is a two-hand swing clean squat press. So we've talked about what we're doing just before the camera rolled. So we're going to do one together and then I'd like you to do 5 of them in a row and I'm going to watch and then we're going to talk about it. So 2 hands, swing, catch, squat, press. Good. Go ahead and do 5 of those for me, please. Okay, so we all know, keep going, we all know about the wall being 18 inches in front of us. Meg has a very elastic idea of how far things are away. So I'm just having you do a few so that you feel it. Now I'm talking about you got all self-conscious and forgot to squat. So pause just for a second. What I'm talking about is when you do your swing, it's great. Sometimes you don't stand all the way up. And I don't know what that kind of shorting the movement at the top is. So let me demonstrate so you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes when you do this, you swing and you lock out in the bottom half, but somehow you're still leaning forward a little bit. I don't know where that comes from. And I know you have a lot of issues with your back, so it might just be your body's way of trying to protect your back. But what I'm looking for is when you come up, that you bring your shoulders back. So not leaning back because I think that creates spinal compression and I think that might be, part of what makes your back hurt. But give me just a couple of swings in a row where you stand all the way up and square your shoulders. Feel the difference there? Now, because that's so light, obviously the kettlebell's coming way up here because Meg's only holding 10 pounds and Meg's a lot stronger than that. So normally, as you know at home, if you're using a kettlebell that's, a more appropriate weight for your strength, when you're doing your swings, it's only going to come to about here. So just try that and see if it changes what happens with your shoulders, even though that's really light. All the way upright. Squeeze your tush at the top. More squeeze. Good. Okay, so that's better with your back. Can you feel the difference that you're coming up a little straighter at the top? So the other thing I want to work on is when you do your catch, sometimes you bring it up in front of you, and sometimes it kind of comes out here and then you catch it and bring it in, which makes me fear for your teeth. So and this is for everyone at home as well, when you're doing that yank up into the catch, you want to imagine that that wall is right in front of you and you're pulling it straight up the front of your body. So let's see a couple of those, just straight up in front, exactly. Good. So now your squats are great. When you do your overhead press, again, sometimes your arms end up here instead of here. Let's see that. So just go from there, straight up overhead. Okay, so pause, bring your arms back a little. Feel that? Yeah. It's just, what the difference there is from side on is some people, lots of people actually do this initially, they hold it here when they press up. What you're after is for your arms to be all the way vertical so that really your upper arms are near your ears. And what that does is engages all of the muscles in the back of your shoulders and your upper back. So you're actually getting a lot more upper back strength. So put that together now, swing clean squat press with just those few little tweaks. Good, so swing with the hip pop and standing all the way up straight. Good, and straight up, a few more degrees. Feel the difference? Does that feel okay in your lower back?
Yeah, it feels fine.
Okay, good. Give me 5. So all the way up when you do that swing. We are going to work on that one. Good. Teacher's going to want video homework. Whoa, where'd that go? I was teasing you and it came way out in front. Do that one again. Good. A few more degrees. There. There you go, you nailed it. One more, just like that. Take it back up there, bring it back. Good, that's your practice. That's the biggest thing I want you to work on, is getting your arms all the way back there. Now, we talked about doing swings and cleans as well. So one arm, swing, clean. Okay, so this is, you're right-handed, right?
Mm.
Can you do it with your left hand, just so that it's easier for me to move the kettlebell with you? Okay, so when you catch your clean, and we talked about this with Cindy this morning as well, you want to be all the way in here with these knuckles pointing at your chin. So rotate your wrist a little bit. Good, and keep your elbow in close. So that's your finish position. So again, it's like that wall is right in front of you. And when you do that clean, bring it up and flick it around, and you end up in really close. Yeah, do 5 of those, just one after the other. That one came over your knuckles a little bit. That was better. Just finish right there. Do that again. There, knuckles towards your chin. Like you were going to punch yourself, but don't. Good, one more. Great. That's it. Switch sides.
Just that part?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the cleans, just one after the other. Keep this hand out. Good, bring your knuckles in, point them at your chin, and then bring your elbow down close to your ribs. There you go. Exactly. Rotate in. There you go. Mm-hmm. Oh, bring it back in. There. So at the top of the clean, you actually want the soft part of your wrist against your chest there with your knuckles. Because you never want to be out here somewhere with a kettlebell. You want to keep it right in close. Do it again. There you go. Feel the difference? And how it lands really softly. And it does feel better. And I can't hear it thumping against you, which I prefer. Okay, do it again. Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I'm seeing you do just naturally is, as you're bringing it up, your hand is actually open as you're flicking around and catching it. Mm-hmm. And that's great. You don't want to strangle the kettlebell. Keep your hand loose. And if that means your fingers open all the way up, and what I'm talking about, in case anyone missed it, is as Meg's hand came up, she just naturally kind of did this and just loosened up her fingers right before she caught it. Like that. And that's fine. You don't have to do that, but it shows that you're keeping your hand loose, which is really good. Okay. Give me 3 more on each side. Let's see that get ingrained. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. You're still having to think about it, I can tell, but you're doing, like, you've got it. You just have to think it through. Okay, so again, this side. Oh, ouch. I heard that. Good. Much better. Oops. Fix that. Do that one again. Did you feel it bang you? You must have. If I can hear it, you can feel it, right? Give me one more, just one more. Good, and in close. Okay, good. So now the one other one that I wanted to talk about was the snatch. And the reason that I want to go through the snatch is because when Meg was doing those overhead presses initially, your arms were out here somewhere. And again, for the snatch, it's got to be all the way back here. So one hand, a swing for momentum if you need it, and then straight up all in one. Do that again. At the top, I want you to rotate your wrist so that, actually it was facing the right way. It's hard from down here, I can't just reach up and... So what it was that your wrist was bent back like this. Mm-hmm. It was like this at the top, and you want it to be straight. So like this. So, you know, when you're doing your martial arts, when you're punching, you're never going to punch with your wrist back like that because you'll break it, right? So it's that same thing of bone alignment that you use in martial arts. It's the same thing with the kettlebell. So as it comes up, totally straight at the top, but palm facing forward like it was. Better. Do it with this side. And again. There's something funny, and I'm still figuring out what it is. Give me one more. I think it's just that it's too light, actually. I think that's why it looks a little funny, because what I'm seeing is sometimes when you're pulling it up, because it's so light for you, you're not having to pull your elbow all the way up to get the momentum, because you know, really it's nothing for you. So yeah, you should see this woman in the gym, right? Like, she lifts some really serious weights. So the little 10-pound kettlebell isn't really, not really causing a challenge here. So what I'm looking for, if we loaded you up heavier, which we won't right now because Meg's back is not happy, and so obviously we're going super light, but I would like to come up more so that you're really having to create momentum, so that when you get to this point, the kettlebell's really weightless because you've yanked it, and then as you yank it up, flip it over and punch towards the ceiling. Yeah. Oh, I like those so much more. A little bit more on the bone alignment at the top. Oh, see, I made you think about the bone alignment, and then you got the first bit funny again. Okay. Do it again, but think about that elbow coming out, and then punch up. Good. One more time. One more time. Yeah, it's just starting to come out in front, but I think that's more because I've made you do so many and now you feel self-conscious. I can tell. Okay, just a few with the other side. That was good. Your arm ended up out in front, but I liked how you pulled it up there. Okay, now take that arm back exactly. Whoa, too far. So it's vertical. There you go. Good. Do that again. Whew, just missing the roof. Okay. Give me one more. Really focus on the elbow. Awesome. That was it. Nailed it. Thank you so much for joining us from Meg's house. She's trying to run away from me again. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time.